really quick video here, guys, so that we're finishing up L2 on Monday, but then this will be good to go to continue into L3 as well. So far we've talked about bouncing, sticking, and explosive collisions. Again, not all of these terms are going to be explicitly used. Explosive might, but you are going to be asked about if a collision is elastic for sure or inelastic. So what I want you to do first is just take a second to make your note card here for elastic and inelastic collisions. You can pause the video and then we'll continue afterwards. Okay, so an elastic collision, again, kinetic energy is the exact same. The total kinetic energy between both objects, if you add together their kinetic energies, is the exact same sum before versus after. That's considered elastic. Inelastic, if not. So looking at this slide here, we know that as long as there is not a net external force acting on a system, momentum is always conserved in a collision. And again, for most cases, momentum is going to be conserved when we're doing a problem-solving type situation. They may occasionally give you like data and be like, does this show if momentum is conserved? But for the most part, if they're asking us to find a final velocity after a collision or something like that, we assume it's conserved. However, even if momentum is conserved, that does not guarantee that energy will be conserved in the collision. Because there's a lot of stuff going on in a collision that can cause some of the energy to be dissipated. So an elastic collision is called as such because the objects can spring back to their forms after the collision. And this is the definition of elastic in general. To be elastic means I can let it go and it'll just spring back to where it came from. True elastic collisions are rare, as often there's going to be a little bit of energy that's dissipated even if the objects don't change shape. So for example, where can this energy go if not into the object changing shape after the collision? Well, in an elastic collision, some of the energy, or a lot of it, depending on the type of collision, can be dissipated due to heat. So especially if this is a collision where they stick together, usually they're sticking together because of heat or being melded together. Sound is a form of energy, so any collision, some of that energy that they had beforehand is going to go into the sound waves, or just deformation of the object. Yeah, in order for those cars to crash into each other, their initial energy they have is going to go into deforming the car. So we're going to stop there, but all I want you to do is look at these questions A and B, and we're going to talk about these on Monday. Think about, again, elastic means the kinetic energy from before equals the kinetic energy afterwards. So think about, can an explosive collision ever be elastic? Why or why not? And then B, why do you think a sticking collision will always be inelastic? These kind of go hand in hand. So try and come up with some answers to those questions. Look at the formulas for explosive and sticking collisions. And then again, think about what it means to be an elastic collision versus inelastic. We'll come back to this on Monday.